Hey guys, Seeney here. Welcome to another video on the Australian Wealth channel, and today we are talking about the future of the Australian real estate market. So for the longest time in Australia, property has been such a solid asset base for so many Australians around the country. It's basically assumed that property is going to continue to go up over time. But of course, the world has changed drastically this year. So it's important to take note that there might be some different trends that start to emerge out of this particular situation. So before we get started, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Helps to get these videos out to more people so that they can get some more information, some more opinions, and some more insight into a number of different areas around real estate, stocks, everything like that. So what are some of the trends that we might see emerge after 2020? Now, of course, the current global illness has created a lot of change in societies around the world, and of course, in the investing habits of a lot of people around the world. So I think one of the most dramatic things that we will see is a shift to at-home work. So many companies have seen that people can do the same job that they were doing before without even having to come into the office. And if you're a smart business person and you see that one of your employees can continue to do their job just as effectively from their house, then you might think, well, why am I spending all of this extra money on commercial real estate? So many of these different companies have rented out office space in the city because it was basically assumed that you would come into work and you would do your job from there. But of course, this current illness has changed that completely, and many people are continuing to do their jobs from home. So for me, in the cities, this can only mean one thing for commercial real estate. It's going down. There's going to be a lot less competition for office space, especially in the cities. So I think it's really worth noting that if this is something you're looking to get into commercial real estate, then this is a huge factor that you really need to watch out for. And of course, the knock-on effect, if there's not as many people need to be close to the city to be completing their jobs, that means that they might look elsewhere where the cost of living is significantly lower than what it is in the city. So everyone knows that the property prices and the rents in the cities like Sydney and Melbourne are very high. And that is because there is a lot of competition and there's not much supply in the city in this limited amount of area. So someone that can work from home, for example, let's say that they were living in Potts Point and they lived in a terrace house that was worth $1.5 to $2 million. They might think, well, why am I still here in the city? I could move out to the suburbs, I could get myself a huge block with a really nice house, and I can continue to do the same job. This has been the thought process of a lot of people since this illness emerged. And what we have actually seen in a number of regional parts of New South Wales is that property prices are continuing to go up because there is demand for it. What we're seeing in places like Albury, Orange, Bathurst, Goulburn, the Hunter and Mudgee is that people are continuing to leave the cities and go into more of these regional areas. And as a result, the government is continuing to spend money on infrastructure in these areas to support the growth in population. So while a number of people are continuing to leave the city, and I think for good reason because the prices are so expensive, what we're seeing is these regional areas are starting to grow more and more in value. And I think this is a great thing because it brings more money out to the regional areas where economic growth may not be as great as it is in Sydney. So I think this can only be a good thing for spreading out the wealth amongst Australia. So working from home, I think, is going to be one of the biggest things that we're going to see in the next 10 years. So you no longer need to be in the cities to gain access to excellent jobs. As long as you have a decent internet connection, a lot of jobs these days can be done online. So this, of course, has very obvious effects for the property market, as I've said. So the cities, I don't think, are going to see much growth for residential real estate. Some people just love living in the city, and that's fine. So there is always going to be a demand for that kind of thing. Commercial real estate, especially in the cities, I think is going to be way down. And I think in the suburbs, maybe even suburbs that are an hour away from Sydney, as people leave, are going to start to see some growth. So places like Liverpool perhaps, Campbelltown, places a little bit further out where you can get more bang for your buck, I think are going to see some growth. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this whole idea plays out. Is this just going to be a short-term thing? Is this indicative of a longer trend? We'll just have to wait and see. I personally believe that there is going to be a lot more growth in property prices in these regional areas. This is also good because it frees up a lot of money for people that have moved away from the cities to spend on things in their local area, which leads to more economic growth in these regional sectors, which of course has a bit of a snowball effect as the velocity of money continues to speed up in these areas. So I think for regional parts of the country, there's quite a positive outlook. So I'd be really keen to hear what you guys think about property prices in Australia. Are we going to see an overall decline, an increase? Is it going to be quite stagnant, but we might see some come up and some come down? I'd be really keen to hear your opinion. So please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It's really important. It helps to get these videos out to a lot of people. I'd really appreciate it if you could help trying to grow this channel. As everyone knows, when they start a YouTube channel, it is quite difficult. And you know, these videos take a lot of time, but I do love doing it. I just love to see them get out to more people. So please like and subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more videos on this channel, and we'll see you later.